You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report's Central Indiana Scoreboard Show, podcast number 271.1, our daily update on professional, college, and high school sports in Central Indiana, your daily audio sports section. We release every single weekday between 1 and 2 p.m.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report, we are so happy to have you with us. Today is May 20th, 2025. It's a Tuesday, and it's another day for Central Indiana sports. So it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, and I love Central Indiana sports. Coming to you today from Madison Grant High School. Producer Susie is in the control room at headquarters in Jeffersonville. Coming up, we had the penultimate Indy 500 practice before the big race on Sunday, plus big news on the starting lineup for the 109th running. The NBA and NHL get back underway on Tuesday, and the Fever play game number 2, as well as lots of local college and high school news, and of course, we have the best news and notes section in all of Central Indiana sports podcasting. But first, I'm going to ask you to please go to our YouTube page and subscribe. Just search Central Indiana Sports Report. It's easy to find. Please do it so you don't miss a single segment. Two-time reigning Indy 500 champion Joseph Newgarden will start from the 32nd out of 33 spots in Sunday's 109th Indianapolis 500 as a penalty for failing inspection for last Sunday's qualifying. His teammate Will Power, the 2018 Indy 500 champion, was also penalized and will start last on the grid. Both team strategists were suspended from Sunday's race. They've also been stripped of qualifying points and their pit box selections. Both teams were fined $100,000. Team Penske sent out a statement Monday saying it accepted the penalties. Here's IndyCar CEO Doug Boles to explain why Newgarden and Power were punished, but teammate Scott McLaughlin was not.
We have decided to move the 2 and the 12 car to the back of the grid. They will start in 32nd and 33rd position. The 2 car first are 32nd and the 12 car in 33rd based on their qualifying times. The 3 car attenuator from the crash with the crashed wing still attached to it was provided to us, and we still have it. That attenuator was not modified at all.
Monday was the penultimate practice before Sunday's race, and 3-time reigning IndyCar champion Alex Palou, who's won 4 of the first 5 races this season, was fastest at 226.765 miles per hour in the session. 4-time 500 champion Elio Castroneves was second fastest. 2-time champion Takuma Sato, who will start from the middle of the front row, was third fastest. Power was 7th, Newgarden 8th. Noblesville's Connor Daly, the official driver of the Central Indiana Sports Report, was 11th fastest. NASCAR star Kyle Larson was 11th, and serious contenders Pato O'Ward and Scott Dixon were 12th and 13th, respectively. Larson qualified 19th on the inside of row 7 and said he's looking forward to the challenge of making his way through the field Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely presents challenges, but I had that horrendous restart last year, and I think fell back to close to where I'm starting. So, and we were able to get closer to the front by the, three-quarter point of the race. So, I think if you just normal kind of race stuff, execute good restarts and pit stops and things, you can work your way forward without having to work too hard.
We will have continued coverage of the Indianapolis 500 through the week on the Scoreboard show, and we'll have a preview for the race later this week, as well as a reaction to the race on Sunday. After a couple of days off, the NBA playoffs restart Tuesday evening with Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Top seed and championship favorite Oklahoma City tips off their series at 8:30 on ESPN against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Neither franchise has ever won an NBA championship, neither have the Pacers. The only team left that has ever won an NBA championship was the New York Knicks, and that was 52 and 55 years ago that they won their championships. The Pacers start the Eastern Conference Final Wednesday at 8 at Madison Square Garden. The Pacers are returning to the finals after being swept by the world champion Celtics last year. The Knicks' last Eastern Conference Finals was in 2000 when they were beaten in 6 games by the Pacers in the Pacers' only trip to the NBA Finals. The Knicks are a significant favorite in the series and a 4.5-point favorite in Game 1. The Pacers weren't a favorite in a single game in the semifinals against top seed Cleveland, but still found a way to win the series 4-1. Backup point guard TJ McConnell, and in case you're not sure how to spell that, that's MCCONNELL McConnell. He said the Knicks are the Pacers' toughest challenge yet.
I mean, they're just a great team overall. They're super well coached. They got a phenomenal player in Jalen Brunson, and the addition of Cat and Mikal Bridges. We know what challenge is ahead of us, so we gotta be ready for the fight.
Tyrese Halliburton said he and the Indiana Pacers love playing at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena.
I think last year the series was a lot of fun, back and forth. You know, it felt like nobody could win 2 games in a row until we were able to do it. Going into the series, I think that, you know, they didn't like the organization, but I don't think there were certain guys that their fans didn't like. And now they don't really like us too much. So it's all the fun with it, man. And like I said, excited to add more chapters to this, you know, storied rivalry and just continue to be a part of it. And yeah, man, I look forward to playing in that building, and I look forward to the crowd environment. You know, it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that my dad won't be able to
go. On Wednesday morning, we'll release our Pacers Knicks series preview roundtable with Mike Rich, John Robertson, Will Rutherford, and Mike Hutzel. We recorded it on Monday night, and it's really good, at least the first 45 minutes. The last half hour, we veered a little bit off topic at times, but I promise you the whole thing is a ton of fun. The Indiana Fever will reportedly investigate what seems like a fictitious complaint of racism at the Fieldhouse in Saturday's 93-58 season opening win over the Chicago Sky. The Fever will play Game 2 Tuesday at the Fieldhouse. Indiana hosts the 0-1 Atlanta Dream at 7 Tuesday on NBA TV. After the game, we will have our reaction to the Fever Dream. The Stanley Cup playoffs also resume Tuesday with the conference finals. Panthers-Hurricanes Game 1 is Tuesday at 8 on TNT and the Max app. And Oilers-Stars begin Wednesday at 8. That series is on ESPN and ESPN+. The Florida Panthers currently have the cup after beating Edmonton in last year's finals. Edmonton's last cup came in 1990 when they had Wayne Gretzky. You may have heard of him. The Hurricanes have one title that came in 2006, and Dallas's one cup came in 1999 on Brett Hull's overtime winner in Game 6 against the Sabres. So not a ton of championship experience for any of the franchises in the Final Four as well. The Big Ten baseball tournament got underway Tuesday with Illinois against Michigan at 11 a.m. in Omaha. That's followed by 6-seed IU against 10-seed Rutgers at 3. The Hoosiers will also face 3rd-seeded Iowa Friday in the final pool play game. IU probably needs to win both games and make the semifinals, and maybe even perhaps another game to punch another ticket to the NCAA tournament. The semifinals are Saturday, and the championship game is Sunday. All 15 games are in Omaha and on the Big Ten Network. I'll talk with Grant Schaus later Tuesday about the IU baseball team and their quest for a Big Ten championship. We will have that for you sometime on Wednesday. Ball State opens up the MAC tournament in Game 1 against Eastern Michigan at 12:30 Wednesday in Avon, Ohio. Their second game will be Thursday at 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. against either Kent State, Bowling Green, or Toledo. It is a double elimination tournament. To our news and notes, according to the Hoosier Review's Ryan McDivitt, Indiana head coach Darian DeVries is targeting 2026 top 25 recruit Cameron Williams from Phoenix. IU is competing for the 6'9 Williams services with Arizona, Notre Dame, USC, UCLA, SMU, and Stanford, among others. Delta basketball star Jordan Fernie has committed to continue his basketball career at St. Francis in Fort Wayne. Fernie averaged 13 points and shot 36% from the three-point line as a senior. St. Francis went 18-13 last year. Tinley has named Donald Yates its new boys basketball head coach. Yates recently was a head coach at Shortridge and assistant coach at Cathedral. Delta has officially named Billy Lynch as its new football head coach. Lynch was an assistant under Jeremy Lochner, who recently left to be the new head coach at Mississinawa. Lynch is a 1997 Delta grad who played wide receiver at Ball State. He's also been on the staffs at IU, Miami of Ohio, and Rice. He comes from the famous Delta Lynch family. His brother Joey is at Texas A&M. His brother Kevin is the head coach at Butler, and his father Bill was the head coach at IU, Ball State, Butler, and DePaul, according to Star Press sports editor Kate Hampton. Tipton football star Jack Roach, a junior offensive and defensive lineman, tweeted on Monday that he's received offers from Hanover and St. Mary of the Woods. Ben Davis star Robert Reddick tweeted out that he is down to his final 5 schools. His final list of potential destinations is Purdue, Illinois, Kansas, Northern Illinois, and Toledo. The Tri-Central Athletic Department tweeted last week that Corey Dowden will wrestle at Manchester, and the Sheridan Athletic Department tweeted that track star Nova Cross will run at DePaul beginning next school year. The Red Haven Award will be presented to one of 8 athletes Tuesday at noon at the Exchange Club in Anderson. The award goes to the best senior athlete in Madison County who best represents excellence in athletics, academics, and community service. The finalists are Frankton's Sloan Harrison, Alexandria's Jack Hosier, Caitlin Narwald of Liberty Christian, Elwood's Kendra Salee, Pendleton Heights' Casey Warfel, Anderson Prep's Caleb Eldridge, Anderson's Jalen Jackson, and LaPel's Braden Pruitt. We will have the winner for you on Wednesday's Scoreboard Show. Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni received a multi-year extension from the Eagles after leading the team to a Super Bowl title in February. The 49ers have made Fred Warner the highest paid linebacker in the NFL with a new contract, and guard Joe Thuney has signed a contract extension with the Chicago Bears. The NFL announced Monday that it has approved its players competing in the 2028 Olympics in flag football. The girls' track and field sectionals get underway Tuesday, weather permitting. Locally, Anderson, Anderson Prep, Daleville, Liberty Christian, and Pendleton Heights will all compete at the sectional at Pendleton. The field at Marion includes Blackford, Eastbrook, Elwood, Frankton, Madison Grant, Marion, Mississinawa, and Oak Hill. Eastern, Kokomo, Northwestern, Taylor, Tipton, Tri-Central, and Western will compete at the Kokomo sectional. And at Delta, it'll be Alexandria, Cowan, Delta, Burris, Central, Wapahani, Westdell, and Yorktown. LaPel and Hamilton Heights will compete at the sectional at Hamilton Southeastern. The sectional draw came out for the girls' high school tennis sectionals on Monday. Matches will be played Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at Alexandria, and it opens Wednesday with Alexandria against Tipton. Elwood will take on Frankton on Thursday with the championship Saturday at 10 a.m. At Noblesville, the sectional will be Wednesday and Thursday. The semifinals will be Hamilton Heights and Westfield, and LaPel at Noblesville. The Marion sectional will be held Tuesday through Friday. Mississinawa and Huntington North will play the only quarterfinal on Tuesday. The winner gets Blackford. Marion and Madison Grant will play in the other semifinal. At Delta on Tuesday, it'll be Central and Burris. On Wednesday, it'll be Delta and Yorktown with the championship on Thursday. Kokomo section will be played Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The only match Wednesday is Kokomo and Eastern. The winner plays Taylor. The other semifinal is Northwestern against Western. At Fishers, the semifinals Wednesday will be Pendleton Heights and Anderson, and Fishers and Hamilton Southeastern. The championship will be played on Thursday. Same format at Mount Vernon, where it's Greenfield Central and Mount Vernon in the first round, and also New Pal and Eastern Hancock. And at Zionsville, it'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. The semifinals are Guerin against University and Carmel against Zionsville. Alexandria closed out its season at 15-4 with a 3-2 win over Jay County on Monday. The Tigers swept both doubles matches and got wins at number 3 singles from Faith Bridwell. Tipton finished its schedule with a 3-2 win over Western. Kendall Co. won in straight sets at number 1 singles, and both doubles teams for Tipton won in straight sets as well. Eastern finished its regular season 12-1 after 5 straight set wins against Hamilton Heights. Morgan Kaiser won 6-0, 6-0 at number 3 singles, and the Comets dropped just 11 games in the 5 matches. In high school boys golf, the North Central Conference meet has been moved to next Wednesday at 10 a.m. at Brookshire. On Monday, Oak Hill defeated Eastern 163-185 at Chippendale. Trenton Nelson was medalist with a 37, followed by teammates Carson Hess and Otto Nero, who finished with 40 and 42 respectively. Kalen Clark and Sam Tarivo led Eastern with 44s. Yorktown that took the top 5 individual spots and beat Winchester 153-190 at Winchester. Marshall Johnson was a medalist with a 36, with teammate Nate Matthews a shot behind on the Beeson 9. Our high school softball scores: Mississinawa beat Blackford 2-0 to improve to 15-4 overall and 5-1 in the CIC. They were expected to be at Frankton on Tuesday with a shot to share the CIC. That game has already been postponed with the nasty weather. Frankton beat Tipton 9-1. Paige Parker and Grace Kessinger combined on a 1-hitter. And Claire Osborne went 2 for 3 with 2 runs and an RBI for the 13-7 Eagles. Carly Jannings went 3 for 4 with a double, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. And Delaney Balser was 3 for 3 and scored twice as Lapel beat Elwood 11-1. The Bulldogs are now 19-6. Alexandria topped Monroe Central 14-1 to improve to 16-1 on the year. Alyssa Breeze threw 5 innings, allowed just 6 hits and 2 earned runs. She's now 2-0 on the year with a 2.00 ERA. Offensively, Stella Griffin was 4 for 4 with a double, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs. That is going to be one tough team to beat in the postseason. Oak Hill beat Heritage Christian 10-0 to improve to 17-5. Stevie Ray Hedges threw a complete game 1-hitter with 15 strikeouts. She also had a double and scored a run in Northwestern's 1-0 win over Peru. Western beat Westfield 2-0 behind Lucy George's complete game 2-hitter. She struck out 11. Brinley Erb hit her 17th home run of the season and had both RBIs. Her 17 home runs is tops in the state. Clinton Prairie beat Eastern 3-2. Sadie Welliver was the star on both sides. She threw a complete game 3-hitter and struck out 5. She was also 2 for 4 with 2 of the Gophers' 3 RBIs. Rossville beat Taylor 19-0 to improve to 8-0 in the HHC. Jillian Moore threw a complete game 4-hitter, and Avery Layton was 3 for 3 with her 7th home run of the year as Rossville clinched the conference championship outright. Yorktown beat Northeastern 6-2. Olivia Jones threw a complete game 4-hitter and gave up just 2 runs and struck out 9 for the 15-4 Tigers. Caitlin Bruns was 2 for 3 with a double, 3 RBIs, and also threw 2 shutout innings in Delta's 15-2 win over Wapahani. Bailey West hit her 5th home run of the season in the first inning, but West Dell was beaten 8-2 by Eastern Hancock. It was the Warriors' first Mid-Eastern Conference loss. The Royals are now 6-0 in conference play. Tri beat Daleville 9-6, despite Val and Pattengale having another incredible night. 4 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Tri is 16-5, Daleville 13-7. And Liberty Christian beat Park Tudor 18-6. Ellie Callahan was 3 for 3 with 2 triples and 5 RBIs for the Lions. Some other scores of interest around the region: Noblesville beat McCutcheon 7-5. Carmel blanked Harrison 3-0. It was Greenfield Central 13, Shelbyville 8. Rochester improved to 8-0 in the Three Rivers Conference with a 2-1 win over Whitco that clinched the championship for the Zebras. Maconaquah beat Northfield 10-7. Cass topped Wabash 10-1. Delphi got past Clinton Central 2-0. Logansport blanked West Lafayette 1-0. Shenandoah crushed Rushville 10-0, and New Haven got past Huntington North 8-5. And we finished Tuesday's scoreboard with local high school baseball. Jarrett Morris had a double and 4 RBIs in Frankton's 13-3 win over Westdell. Frankton's won 5 of its last 6 and is now 12-8. Shenandoah got past Alexandria 10-8. All-State performer Chase Ozenbaugh was 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and 3 runs scored. For Alexandria, Owen May was 2 for 2 with 3 runs, and Brady Gast had 3 RBIs. Shenandoah is now 16-4. Anderson came from behind to beat Madison Grant 4-3. The Indians scored 4 times in the fourth, down 3-0. Nehemiah Burns continues to be hot at the plate. He went 2 for 3 with an RBI single. Dylan Martin was 2 for 3 for Madison Grant, and Brock Barnhart had an RBI double. Caden Krubs went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, and Yorktown beat Oak Hill 4-1. Colt Snyder threw a 4-hit shutout in Eastern's 9-0 win over Tri-Central. Bentley Hollinger had 3 hits for 22-5 Eastern. LaPel blanked Muncie Central 12-0. Jacob Nunley tossed a 1-hit shutout. Riley Hudson was 2 for 2 with a home run, his 4th of the year, and 3 RBIs for 24-1 LaPel. Pendleton Heights beat Richmond 9-1. Jordan Williamson had an RBI and 2 runs, and Jackson Grill drove in 2. There's now a 3-way tie for first place in the Three Rivers Conference baseball standings after Peru beat Northwestern 10-6 Monday as Northwestern's first ever official Three Rivers Conference loss. The Tigers are now tied with Rochester and Maconaquah atop the HHC. Maconaquah and Northwestern play Wednesday for at least a share of the title. Northwestern is now 17-5. Jay County scored 6 runs in the 6th, then beat Delta 6-4. Dalton Holton threw 6 2/3 innings, allowing just 3 hits, no runs, and struck out 6 as Clinton Central blanked Sheridan 3-0. Liberty Christian beat Providence Cristo Rey 15-5. Adrian Groover and Judah Goodman scored 3 times each, and Indiana Def beat Anderson Prep 5-4. It was New Powell 11, Cecina 1. Fishers beat Columbus North 6-0. Center Grove beat Zionsville 10-0. Westfield topped Fort Wayne Carroll 9-1. It was Guerin 11, Covenant Christian 1. Hoosier Heartland champion Rossville improved to 19-5 overall, 8-1 in the conference with a 2-1 win over Carroll. Delphi beat Clinton Prairie 14-3. Maconaquah beat Northfield 5-0. It was Rochester 13, Whitco 3. Cass topped Wabash 14-4. And Northeastern got past Eastern Hancock 11-3. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report. Please come back and see us tomorrow and share these podcasts with as many people as you possibly can. We humbly thank you in advance. Vamonos Pacers. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susan.